I'm going to have a bit look at the DAX. And a warm welcome to one and all. For those of you who have not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I am the very knackered Scruffy trader. So I've got lots of coffee, keep me awake, because we all know Scruffy likes his coffee, and he likes the charts. And I'm kind of going to follow up on a live stream I did for the squad yesterday, and I'm going to pull the chart up. Now the guys will know exactly what the black dotted lines are and the blue ones that I've put on this morning. Now the blue ones come from the hour, and they're going to be my marks for the day. So let me flick it over and we'll see if we can drag some pennies out of this market, and then I'll have a little bit of a chat with you at the end, because kind of a few revelations this weekend about, well, traders in general, shall we say, but I'll touch on that when I finish the trade. So what we're looking at here is an hourly chart. You can see there's a strong drive, it's tried to recover, it's pushed down, and I've put some levels in to work with. Now this level here, which is a bit thicker and this thicker, is actually the area that I'm interested in. Now it's rejected that area and pushing higher. Now I make a strength sheet up every morning, and I've kind of evaluated that the DAX is a buy today, but it's a slowing buy, and what that means is it's quite dangerous. So you only ever want to be looking to get in and get out relatively quickly when it's slowing, because there's a change of direction, or it's possible there's a change of direction coming, you know, and that change of direction could just be a quick reprieve, you know. So it just gives you a heads up to be ready. If it says it's gaining, you don't even look for a multiple direction. You're just looking to go with what the trend is telling you. But the overall basis is a buy, and you can kind of see that's what it is doing. So what's this got to do with the price of bread? Well, every morning I'll tell the guys what I'm doing. You know, I'll put a scruffy bias in there, and that was at 8:30 this morning. It's now 9:20, so it's like an hour ago sort of thing. And I was working the strengths out at 6 o'clock this morning, and there you are. It's the same sheet. Okay, it's just kind of what I do. And if you look at the strengths, there you go. 6:25 this morning, put the strengths in so they know exactly what the markets are. Now yesterday we had, well, just while I'm here, this is our Discord, where we talk right the way through things, and we do have a lot of fun and a lot of joy. Now I did mark this up fully for them yesterday and did a live stream for them, and it's here, and it's gone straight into the zone, as you can see on my analysis chart, and then I've broke it down further for my trading chart, which I'm going to do today. Cleaned it up a little bit, and that live stream was in here. There it is there, and we had a good hour and a half chat going through different markets, how to make them, and things to watch out for. Because one thing that's apparent is everyone's looking for a strategy. Your strategy will get you so far, but it's not going to make you any money. And I know that sounds really odd. It's just part of a bigger plan. If you were to have one part of it, it will always be your levels, because they are a constant. Strategies are not constant. You know, they're just a reason and an idea for that moment in time, whereas levels are fixed in time, which is why they will always be better. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to trade this. Now, at this moment in time, I'm probably going to be looking to the short side on it. And I know I said the sheet is a buy, but the reason being is it's already had its movement. It's pushed down, it has pushed up, it's pushed down, it's pushed, but it's failing on the level that I've put in. All right. So my theory is that it'll come down into this level, which it's already had a go at, into this one, and then come up. So that's my gameplay for it at this moment in time. So let me just move that over, and as you can see, there it is there. It's coming into that level, which is going to be what I want to trade off. Bear with me a minute. Just need to sort of put an order in, which will be kind of there. Kaboom. Because I want to put that into there. And I'm going to start it with 2 orders. In the same place. Right. Okay. So what I'm looking to do at this moment in time is just come back, grab some pips coming down over. So if I can get it kind of about here, I'll be happy. Oops. And then we'll see if we can get the other one down onto this double line, as you can see it. So that's roughly the game plan at this moment in time. I'll let this run out and see if I'm right when it comes down into this zone, and hopefully we'll have some money relatively quickly. Now what I'm essentially doing is working from area to area. There is certain criteria that I look at as to why this is happening, but overall I think I'm right. Well, we're about to find out, and I was talking about this yesterday. So let's see if my big mouth is going to keep me out of trouble. Anyway, I'm going to run the trades. The idea is to trade it down into here, and then I'll watch it for a reversal back up. Whether or not I take it, I don't know, because I probably can make enough money for what I need out of this particular trade that I'm looking at right now, because this is something I want to discuss at the end of the trade. In fact, it's coming in. It's gonna, I'll be hitting target in a minute. This slams down a little bit. I only want 200 quid. So, oh, isn't that annoying? It's gone really close to target and then backed away. But there's a minute left of the candle, so I'll see what happens at the end of the candle, and then I'll take it forward from there. All right. So let me run the trade, and then I'll have a little bit of a chat at the end of it. Okay guys, it's kind of done what I wanted it to do. Bounced around a little bit, but ultimately it's gone to where I want, which is these double lines. Now it is failing. I could start looking to get buys if you wish, which is the overall idea of today, or I just quit while I'm ahead. Well, I look for 200 quid a day. Just 2. That's it. That's my day done. I don't need to do anything more now. Now, work a little bit on the 5% as if I wish. and that'll get me a few extra pennies. But if you watch the DAX throughout the day, you'll start to see the movements. Now, if I was looking for my buys, which is what my sheet had said, this is where I would have been looking to enter, and I'd have worked it into that level. But as you saw, kind of took a different route to that. Why? Experience. You know, if you're inexperienced, you go with single direction, and that's it. Now, I said I'd have a little chat about some kind of revelations, if you like, across the weekend, and it's kind of driven from Coffee with Scruff, because I got numerous sort of direct messages thereafter and quite a few emails, and they just didn't get it, because part of it I said was, if you're intelligent, you're probably going to fail. And they kind of go, what, no, you've got to be intelligent to run the charts. You don't. You just need to be able to read the charts. Now, I'm assuming most of us can read and write. Well, if you can read a book, does that mean you're as intelligent as Einstein because he can read the same book? Of course you're not. What I'm trying to get at when I was talking about intelligence, it wasn't detriment to anybody. It was the fact that sometimes you can overthink things, and you are chasing unicorns, I guess is the way that I look at it. And the reason why I call it a unicorn is because it doesn't exist. And with the charts, if you try and overthink it, you're probably going to come a cropper. And what happens is you think, well, I'm intelligent here and I can't do it, so what you're talking about is crap. No, what you're doing is you're just trying to look for something that isn't there. A market will go up, it will go down. That's it. You know, there is a third choice, it won't go anywhere. But essentially the market will go up and down. All you need to do is put it into a framework. And if you can get it into a framework, then you're going to hit one of the levels above or below it. It is that simple. And people just can't grasp it. And I've had numerous people go, oh, I saw your results. Is it that strategy? Oh, it must be that strategy. And I'm like, no. I keep my strategy simple. Right? I have an end of day strategy that I use for swing trades. Its hit rate is not as good as my day trades. Why? Because I don't know what the future is. It's multi-day moves. But it's very profitable and it works because it has simplistic rules and I follow them. And then I get the same guys try to pull that apart and fail. Why? Because they don't follow the rules. They believe that there's something else to it. They have to add an extra indicator to it. They have to have an extra confirmation to it. Well, all these extra indicators and confirmations is actually working against you. The next one I get is, show me the entry, show me the TP, show me where the stops are. Again, missing the point. You know, a stop has to be where a stop has to be. If you're going into the market thinking you're going to put a 20 pips stop on the DAX each time and you're going to have a target of 1 to 3, you're going to lose every time because the DAX will move 20 pips like that. So your stop has to be created far different than your profit. They have to be looked individually, because if you don't, you're going to fail. And I know this sounds negative and you're saying, well, you keep telling me I'm going to fail. It's because you are. And I spoke about the failure rate, and it's because you need to unlearn what you've learned. Go back to basics and just think about it logically. You know, when you see all of these wonderful systems that everybody has that makes money, how many of them show you a statement like what I do? and how many of them tell you not to trade like I do? Not many. Why? Because I couldn't care less whether you buy something or not. I really don't. The guys who come in the squad is there for a community, and they think I get lots of money from it. I don't. I get a small commission from YouTube for providing it. It's actually a massive hassle for me because it takes a lot of time for me to run the squad. And if I was looking at it from a money perspective, I wouldn't bother. I really wouldn't, because it's not worth it. You know, I make more in a day than that gives me in a month. So when I'm doing it, I do it because I genuinely enjoy it, and I connect with a number of guys that I genuinely enjoy speaking with and interacting with. There is an element that come in, they'll be in for less than a week, they'll watch one video, then they'll start ripping everything apart because they've tried something out of context and failed, and then think it's all wrong. It's not. They just haven't put the work in, and because they haven't put the work in, they don't get it. Then when they kick off, which they have done last week, there's a number of members and they're pulling this apart and they're pulling that apart, and all I'm thinking is, you're not going to make it, you know. And if you're having a pop at me, why should I help you? Because like I say, this is no sort of gain to me. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. Everybody has to take ownership of their trades. You know, I can't trade for you because you can't see the way that I look at the charts. All I can do is show you what I look for and how I look for it. And then your personality has to take over as to how you interpret that. But the easiest way I can talk about trading is this. Keep it simple. I can't stress that enough. You know, it's just, I can point fingers to various sort of channels and one thing and another that I just know are leading you up the garden path, but I don't. And the reason is, it's not my place to. It really isn't. I do this for fun. I genuinely do. Do I want to see it grow? Of course I do. If people leave, does it worry me? No, it doesn't. And it's not my responsibility to trade for you, I guess is what I'm driving at. Anyway, my wages is done. A little bit of a rant with Scruff, because it's been Monday. I haven't had a rant with Scruff for ages, have I? I'll kind of leave this with a couple of thoughts. I'll recap what I've just said. Don't overthink the markets. You know, pick a bias, and it doesn't matter which way that bias is, you can make money. I worked the bias out and I've gone against it. Why? Because the sheet told me it was slowing down and it was cracking levels. Levels hold, and I'm looking for what's called a bob, bounce or break, because it's either going to break the level or it's going to bounce off it. Now if it bounces off it, I'm going to take advantage of it. If it breaks, I'm going to continue with the trend. It's that simple. All right, so that's one way to look at it. When you're looking at the price, on the point of entry you are 50-50 if you go one-to-one risk reward. And that one-to-one risk reward, as long as you've followed a set process, will make you more money than essentially gambling on 1 to 3. All right, so that's one way to look at it. And then finally, don't chase the money. I've made enough money what I need this morning, which is £200. I don't need to go to market anymore. If I do, I'm gambling, and I'm putting myself at risk when I don't need to. And that's the other side of failure. You try to trade too much, and it just never ends well. Ultimately, the market is better than you. Always remember that. The market is better than you. So if you're going to go head to head with it, you need some form of an edge, and your edge is speed. The big boys and the institutions can't get out of positions as quick as you can. They have to hide what they're taking out and one thing and another, and they also have to hide what they're putting in, because it's the amount of money they deal with. You, on the other hand, nobody will ever know you've been or gone. So that is your edge. And the edge is not knowing what somebody else doesn't. It's knowing what somebody else does. And what do they know? Levels. So pay very, very close attention to your levels. Keep it simple and you'll be fine. Anyway, bit of a rant. Let's just say, nah, I wasn't. I was going to get on my soapbox again, but I'll not. Anyway, keep trucking, guys. Trade well. Keep your risk managed. But above all, do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one.